Scenes. Hello.
We're back.
We are back.
We're gonna talk about two things today. We're first gonna start off with the continuation of the Still Game Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Of course. Yes.
The trailer just came out and it was like the big trailer this time.
Yes. Exactly. It was a bit of the big trailer, wasn't it?
And it was a bit of a big trailer, yeah. I'm not even like one of those like, oh, you know, too much, blah blah blah. It just was like surprising that they were like, by the way, we're gonna put our trailer tomorrow, and then they did, and it was like our trailer's trailer.
Ooh.
Like, well, it's a man-sized trailer.
It was finally time to see him.
Bro, it was like literally we're gonna put like the characters in. This isn't just like a Deadpool puff piece.
Aye.
Like Wolverine's in this one.
He's here. You saw him a bit, but now he's actually here.
He's like here, like huge Jack man is in this.
Finally.
Fucking Emma Corrin, Cassandra Nova.
People are raging that he's not got pads on his shoulders.
Aye, because he's got
oh my
the full
god.
suit and then he rips the sleeves off, but he doesn't leave the shoulder pads on.
I guess. Aye.
And like, I'm fine with it. I get why people would be upset
don't
because
even
like,
care.
if he had the pads on, it would just look perfect. But you know, whatever. They've cock teased this for this long.
Come on.
I'll take what I can get.
Exactly.
Surprised they don't show him in the mask in the trailer.
You know they don't. That makes sense.
He like fully is wearing the mask at some point. We've just seen this like in multiple ways.
We are only going to get that for 2 minutes.
Definitely, which is fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Scene,
that's right.
Space,
I seen some. It was probably just like nonsense, but it was like Daphne Keane and Channing Tatum's Gambit have a substantial role in the film.
Fuck off.
And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Get fucked.
Why are you leaking me this nonsense?
Channing Tatum's Gambit specifically.
I could understand Daphne Keane, but like, because Daphne Keane could just be Wolverine in the MCU.
It's completely plausible.
Quite potentially.
But Channing Tatum's Gambit
Too soon.
simply does not exist.
Yeah, I don't agree.
That's completely fictional.
I'd rather have, is it Taylor Kirsch, who was him in Origins?
I can't
Is that the
remember
actor?
who it was in Origins.
Whoever it was in Origins, I'd rather have them.
He was like alright, to be fair.
He's an okay actor. Aye. He was good in True Detective Season 2. What I saw.
Well, I am was good in like Origins. Like they were all
Aye.
good in Origins. It's just they didn't do anything good with it.
Fair. Yeah, man, you had Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth.
You had Lee Schreiber. You had Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool before he was Deadpool, and he was still trying his best.
Ooh.
You had Will I Am.
Doing something.
Who was he again?
I have no idea, bro. He had a cowboy
He
hat.
was a teleport
He was
one.
shooting guns.
I'm sure his name was like Dallas or something. I don't know.
The show?
Dallas, and that's Dallas.
Who shot JR?
Gambit was in that movie as well.
Yup.
Okay, you know, maybe we're overestimating. That was a good cast.
It was a good cast. Okay, you know what?
Anyway, Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool Wolverine. Better cast. Yes.
Better cast. We're still including characters. I think, you know, Leah Schreiber or like Taylor Kirsch or
potentially
could be in this movie.
We don't know yet.
Because yeah, I mean the trailer. I mean obviously we knew so much and we thought so much, but the trailer was about just the energy of like having Wade and Logan in the sort of same place. And,
yes.
You know, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, which was great and everything needed to be. But you know, the trailer was also just good at showing you a bit more. Like here's sort of what we're looking at. Here's like the Void from Loki. Elias there.
Oh man.
And you're like, oh man, I mind Loki.
Scary.
Like, and here's just like things for other things.
Aye.
Here's a big 20th Century Fox logo.
Ooh.
Like RIP.
What's happening there?
Rip Bozo. Here's like a giant Ant-Man skull. Here's like the Red Skull's car is like a Mad Max. There's just like a whole Mad Max sequence.
Aye. Interesting.
Here's like Azazel.
There was like a clip of an old guy, and I was like, is it George Miller? Is it Guillermo del Toro? I don't know. It was there for a split second, and I was like, that looks like an old man that I know.
George Miller makes it Guillermo del Toro.
In the heat of the moment, I was like, that's Guillermo del Toro right now. I'm like, why would Guillermo del Toro be in this movie?
It's just like a snap. Like, okay, Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
No, probably not, but like, you know.
I was
Miller,
like,
maybe.
yeah, exactly. I was like, why would they be in it? Then it was the Mad Max bit, and I was like, oh, maybe it's George Miller instead then.
I would be happy with that if they were like, man, we're going to do a Mad Max homage, and he's like, just put me in the movie, I'll be fine with it then.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. Okay, Azazel from X-Men First Class.
Okay, what here?
Visible. Lady Deathstrike from X2 X-Men United.
Pog.
Like,
bro.
Mind the Fox movies.
We're bringing them back.
Pyro's in this, we know this. Like,
Wolverine's killing them all again.
Wolverine kills the Fox universe. I was really pogged out on the trailer. It was a really great vibe.
It was just sort of cool. I don't think it was like the best trailer I've ever seen in my life. I don't think it was the best Marvel trailer I've ever seen in my life. It was just sort of like cool.
No, but I think what gets me is that it just was one of those like, for no matter how much malaise you might have about Marvel, it kind of gave you like a good like, oh fuck yeah, let's go.
Cool.
We've got energy, we've got characters, we've got like funny dialogue. I mean, it's got swearing in it, I guess, so it's not going to be like the usual affair.
I wouldn't say it made me more excited to see it, which I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing.
I mean, we already like excited to see it.
Yeah, I think I'm like a 7 or an 8.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because like I don't want to overhype it like Strange 2, but I'm also afraid that it's like gonna be awful, like how I thought Strange 2 ended up,
Okay.
but also how I thought like Love and Thunder ended up. But I knew that was gonna be bad, so that's why it's like a dichotomy. It's like a different view. I don't know where to come
please
that
don't
from.
tell me that you hold DS2 and Love and Thunder in the same level of awful.
No, obviously not. Like DS2 is not awful in
I
that
was gonna
way.
say, do you think DS2 is like how I was with Age of Ultron, where it's actually worse to you because you overhyped it?
A bit, definitely, and it's half the like 80% the trailer's faults.
Mm-hmm. Well, the trailers were diabolical for those.
But I was genuinely like, man, we could have done a bit more with this. But I need to rewatch it and take it at its own value because a lot of it is just the marketing fucked it.
I know. I
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know how. Again, probably because of the Age of Ultron.
I don't think the marketing for this has fucked it. I think another trailer might, which is why I'm scared.
Well, yeah.
Like another one is just going to show me the film again.
It's so odd because they did just sort of drop this right in the middle. Like, bro, just like, we'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm tired, what's up? And then like, man, Deadpool trailer of the morning. I'm like, Deadpool trailer of the morning? And it's like, it's like the main trailer.
Aye. I mean, like, I'm fairly certain, like, 2 of the shots for this are, like, near the third act of the film.
What do you think?
Like, probably the Goliath.
Okay.
Probably the jump through the ring.
Aye, that, like, them
And,
jumping
like,
through, like, what's invisible, like, a
aye.
Doctor Strange thing, right? I'm like, that's just, like, the end of the movie,
And
innit?
Cassandra Nova, like, fucking with Wolverine probably is, like, somewhere in the third act, I feel. That
Depends
could,
on Wolverine's sleeves.
See, exactly. See, that might be, like, in the first act where, like, they find her. But that's why I'm saying it last, because I think the first 2 are, like, nailed on. That's the third act, probably.
Yeah, that's fair. I've always been a bit, like, fairer on trailers, but definitely, I mean, I have seen trailers that are like, that's just the entirety of the movie.
Aye, and you're like,
Like,
bro,
I
I
just
can
don't
piece
even
it
know why I
together
watched
right
that.
now.
I think Madam Web was bad for that. Although
Or
that's
web connects us all.
that's like the least bad thing about that movie. Like,
Very true.
If the worst thing about Madam Web was the trailer spoiled the movie, like we'd be in a different place entirely. I suppose now I'm not saying I've got dread, but I do have that feeling. I mean I'm about a 7 or 8.
Aye, I wouldn't say dread. I'd say like I'm just wary that it could happen.
Yeah, I suppose of the trailer.
I don't want it to happen.
I'm like
never
more
want
like,
that.
I say 7. I'm more like an 8 or a 9 on the movie than now, but like that's
Okay.
I think because I'm past the pure like set my expectations are perfectly set. Although I guess I'm putting trust in just like, oh man, Deadpool's good.
See, that's why it's different to Thor, because I never had trust that Taika wouldn't make it Taika. But I have faith and trust that Ryan Reynolds won't fuck this.
Yeah, well that is the one thing that we need to be careful because like it's Ryan Reynolds because it's not the director, it's not George Miller again. It's
No, not George Miller. No, it's
not George Miller.
it's
Somebody Miller or somebody George something. The
no.
guy doing the third one is not the guy who did 1 and 2.
Aye.
The
It's
guy doing the third one is the guy that guy who did
Sean Levy.
Sean Levy, yeah.
That's it.
Who was a Free Guy.
By all accounts, is a good director.
The Adam.
The only other film I've seen of his
Adam
is Free Guy, which I did quite enjoy.
Bro, Free Guy was pogged.
So
That was a great time at the movies.
why would I doubt this, man?
And then I just think like just the vibe of the trailer, like, all the dialogue and that, and I just
Aye.
kind of liked it. Madonna's Like a Prayer.
Who am I? I'm a sucker for
100%.
buddy cop. Okay,
That's true.
that framework, I'm a sucker. Rush Hour, Lethal Weapon, this,
Sonic the Hedgehog, like
Sonic the Hedgehog, Predator. Although there's more guys in that, but I get it.
It's like a buddy friend group, but Predator's like a fucking lads day out. To be fair, it's like what 4 or 5 4. That's a Fortnite squads match, mate.
Literally, I ain't got time to bleed.
I'm a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. But I mean, yeah, I just because of the vibes being good, the dialogue being fun and funny, and like you're getting to have them be unrestrained. It's really good that Disney were like, go for it, no bars.
Aye, you'd be
Shout
a bit
the
annoyed if
fucking
they
word in.
didn't.
You would be, I know, but you'd still you probably would have still expected Disney to be like, no.
Well, I guess because like Moon Knight wasn't as violent as I think they sold it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff like that. I hope Daredevil is,
Yeah, that too.
and Punisher is, but
I
we'll
hope they
see when we
realise
get to
there's
them.
like a sort of an angle for that.
Aye, this should be like the litmus test, I guess, for it.
Pretty much. Like, Punisher specifically as well. Like not even
Aye.
Daredevil, but Punisher. Like you can't really sell Punisher to kids that much. Like
No,
just
when they
don't
say
sell it
so.
to kids.
Aye, just like know the demographic. Go for that.
But yeah, I mean, I think the visuals look kind of good and interesting. I really just hope they float about in it. I don't really know. Have you read much with Cassandra Nova in it?
No, I have not.
I don't really know
Can't
much
say I have you.
what she's all about. That's the one thing that sort of gets me.
I hope that they, just for like how mad it is, they like show the flashback where she's getting killed in the womb by like baby Charles Xavier.
I was going to say, like,
How crazy would that be?
The comment panel,
The panel.
where they were like uppercuts
Bro,
her.
just punches on the
There's
womb.
like 2 fetuses. I'm like, man,
Insane.
what the fuck? What is her deal? Do you know what her deal is though? Like was she born with Xavier, or did Xavier eat her?
I don't know how she becomes into existence, but I know she like is responsible for Genosha
Yes,
getting wrecked,
yes. In the comic, she's
and like Emma
Right,
Frost
Sentinels.
just kills her.
Oh.
snaps her old neck.
Sounds about right.
You know how it be.
Understandable.
And she comes back later on. I think Jean messes with her later on at some point in another comic somewhere.
Okay.
But I don't really know how she becomes into existence and then decides to like become physical and like fuck up the mutants.
Do you know what's wild? This actually might have like a very easy explanation for her then.
Go on.
Because if she's in the void, it might just be like a fucking full on like.
Aye.
You come from a timeline where like you were born instead of Xavier, so
there you go.
we need Xavier. Get deleted.
Honestly, probably
Loser.
is that.
And then I presume what the plot is going to be is that like I'm sure the TV. What's going to happen is the TV are going to bring Deadpool in.
Yep.
They're going to be like, man, we're going to get you in like the MCU and you'll be great. But at the consequence of we're going to prune your timeline.
Yes. So we need you to go in there.
Fucking kill like Vanessa.
Aye.
Kill like Blind Al. I'm not Blind Al.
Man, he's got to do that. He can't do that.
Fair enough. Leslie Uggams is also the other thing we can talk about.
Oh.
And he's going to be like, no, I don't want to do that. He's going to bump into Wolverine. I want to know what the Wolverine story is. They obviously are, that's why I'm in this. Wolverine let down his timeline.
Aye,
like,
so it's not Logan.
I was going to say, it's not Logan Wolverine.
Because that Logan's dead.
I agree with some people that like, maybe this is like a post Days of Future Past Logan.
Or like following that timeline through.
Yeah, mind at the end of Future Past.
Like
where he gets
between
like a sort of a nicer timeline.
So like between Days of Future Past and like when we get to the fixed timeline.
Well, yeah, that's like a
Apocalypse.
20th Century Fox, like maybe a good timeline. But I mean, like, I like maybe because that Days of Future Past ending timeline was like the original ones, like Famke Janssen.
So it need to be after
Patrick
Apocalypse
Stewart.
Because they free him in Apocalypse and he's got metal claws. So it
Well,
must be after that.
It's still different though because Apocalypse is early. Mind that's young. That's
Aye,
different. That's like Sophie Turner, Jean Grey.
But that's after the reset.
Aye, but Wolverine's at a different timeline in the Days of Future Past, mind.
No, but they find him in the past.
Aye, but that's like a past different Wolverine. I think the implication was that timeline's Wolverine. Because mind at the end of Days of Future Past, like Hugh Jackman pure wakes up and he's in the mansion.
Aye, but that's
Famke Janssen Jean's there.
Yeah.
And like Elliot Page and like
that one.
Colossus is there.
Right.
It's like a fucking perfect timeline.
Aye. That, so you're saying it's that timeline?
I think it might be that one.
Right, okay. Right. Right, so I'm thinking there's like 2 Wolverines, there's actually 3.
There could be a lot of Wolverines.
Because I'm thinking when they done it the Future Past, his consciousness goes back to the temple that they're like protecting.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the case.
No, he goes back to the temple they're protecting, but then they fix the timeline so he gets shunted into like.
Aye, so the temple never happens. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I think was it Apocalypse or was it? Oh no, I invented a movie for some reason. There, I put a movie between Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. That doesn't exist.
No, there isn't.
So it's an Apocalypse that they have Weapon X pop up.
Aye, they find like the kids are there, like Cyclops, all that. They're there with Mystique and Angel or Nightcrawler, and they just free people, and then they free Wolverine as a wee cameo.
I remember that pure runs out into the wilderness.
Aye.
So I think the implication is that is like their timeline's Wolverine.
Aye. Like, because that's the Future Past timeline.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I'm starting to feel like they've just graduated for that as a concept. In my head, see when you see like Famke Janssen and like Elliot Page and all that, like in my head, that's just not even the same timeline anymore. They fucked those timelines because like some of those things like I just seem weird and unreal to me now.
I mean, I guess.
Like do they not have like 2 separate like Jean Grey origins as of like Dark Phoenix?
I think so. I think the origins are pretty similar.
I don't want to watch Dark Phoenix.
You do? It's good, man. I'll watch it with you.
I don't want to rewatch these films. I do actually.
A movie that's not even involved is the New Mutants, though.
I wanted to watch New Mutants, but we
betrayed them.
We were talking about like having a wee thing where we watch New Mutants. What happened to that, Graham?
I just watched it.
You
without
just watched
you.
it.
I just watched it.
He
without
bought
you.
the DVD and I said, "Oh, we'll watch it. Let's plan it." And then I came back and he was like, "I just watched it with you."
I just watched it, man.
So
It was actually kind of fucked up.
Guy just doesn't even really. I watch the movies with me. Honestly,
man.
like
It's so untrue. It's not even funny.
I think if we do watch these, I'll probably watch New Mutants. I was kind of jazzed on that, to be fair, even though it was just like unrelated.
Pretty much, aye.
Except, is that not also got that
it is like in it,
Mr. Sinister through line?
Yeah.
Because is it not a Mr. Sinister thing? Spoilers for New Mutants.
Absolutely is. I don't know who's meant to play him, but it absolutely is.
How fucked is it that they just never got to do Mr. Sinister and there's like 3 separate references to him?
It is a bit. Hopefully we'll get him some point.
Do you think he's like an endgame villain for the X-Men realistically?
I think he's got endgame aspirations. I love the way I said that.
Bro thinks he's Thanos.
He thinks he's him a little. He actually just does think he's him. He's got MCS, man, main character syndrome. He fully does.
I love that for him.
I think he could be, bro. Man's at the heart of some serious plots, bro. Right? Man's the instigator of Inferno. Do you know what I mean? He creates the issues for us all.
97, he might be like the Cassandra Nova, like
basically
organizer of that.
You know.
I suppose, I mean, this is thinking a bit far forward because the Deadpool situation, I don't know what Deadpool, I don't know if it's going to touch on like an MCU X-Men.
No,
At
I think
best,
that's for like the Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm. At best, they might just chuck like Wolverine in.
I think at the end of the movie, like someone will be in, like the canon MCU.
I think Deadpool, no matter what, is going to be in like the canon MCU at the end of this.
Right. We just don't know who else or
yeah,
what else will be there.
I was going to say, I think if they're nice and smart, they will actually bring through most of like Deadpool's like supporting cast. I don't see why not.
Wild theory. Fantastic Four. Set in the 60s, right? Not your 60s.
I thought you were just going to say that Wild Theory Fantastic
That's
Four. That's it. Fantastic Four in this movie.
Set in the 60s, 50s.
I think it's the 60s.
Right, set there. Not your 60s though, right?
Yeah, well they're saying it's like an alternate dimension.
Okay. Are we just going to like see the X-Men there?
We could. Do you know what? You're not even wrong.
And like soft launch them?
It could be like Doctor Strange, where it's just like, bro, this is a dimension with X-Men in it.
Because I'm confused by that whole concept of a film.
We went back and forth on like how are they going to do the X-Men?
Aye, see, this is the eternal question that we won't know until they do it.
Exactly. Like
it could be in Cap 4 for all we know.
Bro, do you know what's in Cap 4? The fucking Celestial in the Ocean, probably.
I actually don't think it's coming out, ever.
I don't think
it's just not a real film, by the way.
They've shipped thesis that film. Like,
I think they should just tax right off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they do it.
Just swap out Batgirl. Like, here's Batgirl back and get rid of this movie.
Just hurry up, man. Come on.
I can't believe they were showing it at like CinemaCon, but like, man, actually it's a real movie. Like, here's a clip for the movie.
Aye.
Like, Harrison Ford's in it. And I'm like, that's not real.
Ooh.
That's AI generated.
Didn't even grow a stash.
Bro, they literally make a joke about it. They literally go, man, I've not got a stash. And that's literally, they're like, man, by the way, I'm not that actor.
Bro, that guy died. Like,
it's me, I'm here, get used to it.
We should have some more class. God's sake.
For fuck's sake, a man's dead.
Literally. Bro, we killed Maria Hill for this.
Oh, bro. We had a whole secret invasion about this. Like,
I can't believe this.
Aye, so, like, let's say when you say soft launch, do you mean just like to get audiences in, or do you mean like
the
Fantastic Four will come in MCU and they'll bring the X-Men with them?
No, I mean like that's who they'll be, and basically that's essentially how it'll be for us when we get back, but we just won't have known it.
What do you mean?
So like they'll see them or whatever, they'll interact possibly, and then we'll come back to the MCU and they'll have been there the whole time in that exact kind of interpretation, or like similar enough to it.
What do you mean, like the Fantastic Four coming into the MCU will have like altered the timeline to have had the mutants be there the whole time?
No. Just that like Fantastic Four will have been the only people to have interacted with like a version of them.
Okay.
So I'm saying that they've always been there in the MCU. We've just never seen them.
No.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
No, I don't like that. That's like my least favourite like version of this, because it's like, I mean, I don't want to be that bitch, but like literally where have they been?
Bro, literally where have they been?
So like, how did there's surely not like how would they have hid the existence of mutants for this long?
It's an interesting question. I don't know how we're dealing with it, but it's an interesting question.
I get what you're saying. You're suggesting like, oh, the Fantastic Four will like maybe they do that. What they do is in the Fantastic Four movie they have that. Like they have that whole,
because the purpose of what I'm trying to say is that like they just introduce you to the character, and then if they appear in the MCU, you don't really care how they did appear originally, because you're just like, oh man, it's kind of them.
You're suggesting that they use Fantastic Four as a demo ground for that, so like
kind of
Fantastic Four being a universe where the X-Men are just always there, and then see how people feel about it, and if people are like, alright, fine, whatever, the X-Men was there, just do that to the MCU proper, because we know that people will accept it.
Because they'll be familiar with the character, like in a way, like I'd stand in for the character. I can understand how you'd be like, well, how did they actually become into being? Like, because that is a question we'd want answered probably. So it's not like perfect to fit everybody, but it's one of the only ways I could see it happen.
I do.
But that's like if you just don't bring them in through Secret Wars, and it's just like we just farted them in for like another universe, and that's just they live here now.
Do you know what the thing is as well?
Because I think that's worse.
Well, to be fair, no matter what you do, unless you start X-Men from here, every solution is ultimately going to be they were always here of a variety.
And like starting it, see if like they just got mutations now, like a lot of the characters and stories are because they've had to deal with the mutation for like years, countless
like Wolverine,
years.
Who hasn't been through World War II, Magneto who's not been through World War II, Professor X has not lived his life. That's just I can't abide that.
I'd almost rather not have them at all.
Exactly.
Because of that. So that is like never happening. I don't want that at all.
We're taking the alternate stance here. So you think like the implication that they were always there, we just didn't know about them, is better than, because here's the problem. I think that's like the idea that they were always there and we didn't know about them. Is like, why though? How do we not know? I think it's easier to explain that way if it is like a Secret Wars. Like,
but I think that
it's just it's a new timeline now, so it's not that we never knew about them. In this new timeline, we did know about them because they were always here. I think that is easier to explain. It's a bit wishy-washy because it's like, alright, cool, I guess the X-Men are just here now. But I'd rather have them just be here, but it's in a new timeline, so we don't need to ask the questions of where have they been. Whereas with your reason, it's like, well, where have they been?
Like, I see your point. I would just be asking, like, if it is a new timeline, I'd be interested in how they deal with the characters moving forward from the arcs that they've now forgotten about because it's a different timeline. Like, are they still going to deal with that issue? Because if the X-Men
So
just...
you suggesting... Oh,
Go on.
You go. No, you're on a
Well,
roll.
because if the X-Men just come in for a separate universe, right? For example, not the timeline one. If they just come in for X universe, I would be like, right, their history's kind of null and void because it's never happened to them.
Aye.
And to us, like, the MCU's never seen it. They've still got the lived experience or whatever.
Yeah.
But we have absolutely no idea how to deal with that. And I don't think they'd be able to tell the story properly. Unless you could, like... Because it would just be like Captain America, Winter Soldier, where he's just fish out of water. He's just brand new in this universe, looking at it off for the first time. Like, there might be things similar, but it wouldn't be the same as if you're telling the story from, like, they've went through this, they've got to here, this is how they're dealing with that or whatever, and moving forward. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay. I do know what you're saying. What I'm thinking... When I think about this new universe theory, I'm thinking about, like, post-Crisis on Infinite Earths. Sorry, that was dead slurred there, sorry. Like, do you remember at the end of Crisis, like, it was just one unified timeline?
Yes.
Where everything had happened. So,
yes.
I'm not saying, like, I'm not saying this new timeline post-Secret Wars necessarily needs to be, like, a post-Age Apocalypse,
Aye.
post-Inferno.
Aye.
But, like in your suggestion, so are you suggesting that, like, because, yeah, that's the thing, sorry, I'm not suggesting that the X-Men come from another universe and they remember the old universe.
You're
I'm
suggesting
saying
that
the whole
they've
of reality has been rewritten. At the end of this, it's like a complete reset. And this entire new universe, when we're looking in, we're like, yep, seeing Captain America 1, Wolverine was kicking about as well.
Aye, that's just what's happening now.
Now, I get what you're saying. It might... Some stuff might be skipped, but I don't see why you wouldn't need to skip too much. Like, backstories are always going to be backstories. If you get to
like,
this
it would
universe,
be the backstory. It wouldn't be skipping, like, storylines.
Aye.
It would just be like...
In this new universe, Magneto's always going to be a Holocaust survivor.
Aye, it's stuff like that.
Be there in that.
Yeah.
Apocalypse is for Egypt. But, like, you could still start telling stories from that point.
Yes.
It's just now you have the safety net of, like, mutants are just a known thing.
Aye.
Whereas in your version, like, you might feel that you have the ability to look at these characters more and experience the story. But again, I just still have to ask, where were they the whole time? I feel like the thing about mutants, when they're done, I'd say properly, is that they are a persistent thing that, like, the world sort of knows about, and it's a consistently dealing with thing.
Aye.
I don't know how you could have mutants just appear, like, to become a big deal now
after
yet having always been here. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. I think your way is probably how it's done. Unless there's some gigabrain...
You're fucking right.
Unless there's some gigabrain 8D chess move that somebody's thought of and that we can't conceive of.
Literally, there's guys in the fucking Marvel caves 6 years ahead of us. Like,
they gave it to AI and they cooked.
Do you think they say, like, just say fuck it anyway and they just chuck the X-Men in at the end of this? Like, into Deadpool, like, fuck it.
Like, I think we'll see like a formation. We'll see like an X-Force. Like Deadpool, Wolverine, probably some other guys kicking about. They'll see something like that, maybe.
Do you think let's talk about the Marvels.
The Marvels.
Do you think that universe is going to be like the X-Men shunting?
I think...
If that's the one that gets blinded in Secret Wars, for example.
That is what's going to be Secret Wars, I feel.
But I don't know. Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I don't think they're going to shunt them in. But we're going to see, like, them in it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, in my mind, like, one of the multiverses that falls into the Secret Wars is that one. And that's, like, the X-Men multiverse. That's the X-Men universe.
Oh, like, so there's no Avengers, that's just X-Men?
I guess.
Something like
or
that.
There's a version of them.
Aye.
Just that's the universe that has, like, a big developed X-Men.
I feel like that's probably the best shout. Like, obviously, I think...
the cocktail, basically, that's the X-Men part of the recipe. So, like, when the universe is made, those are the elements that make up the X-Men part of this new universe.
I get you. I don't think it'll be as big as that, because I think the Strange 2 universe will appear.
What, the Illuminati one?
Yeah, and I think that'll have a contingent of X-Men as well, because Professor X was in that.
Professor X, like, full X-Men X7.
So
like,
I think that'll have, like, some sort of involvement.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Cruise Iron Man. Fingers crossed.
Bro, Secret Wars Tom Cruise Iron Man, I will fucking piss and shit.
All I'm saying.
Come on, bro. Sam Raimi, come on. Whoever's directed it.
But that's where, like, it's going to boot off. But, like, I don't know if Doctor Strange 3 has to happen before it, surely. Unless Doctor Strange 3 is, like... Well, because unless Doctor Strange 3 is Secret Wars...
No.
In the same way Captain America 3 is, like, Avengers. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, but...
Because, like, Clea showing up there is, like, we're down 3. But it's, like, also, Clea showing up there could be, oh, man, Secret Wars is booting off because of X and cousin that we have to go and fuck about with.
Either that or... This might sound bad.
It could just start like that, I guess. It doesn't need to be his story. But
I feel like Doctor Strange 3 is going to be like Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, but, like, maybe
like in between them.
We're more like we're in between them, but also more like it's the third one, and they just sort of go to a different place and deal with stuff. Like I kind of feel like unless, again, what with the cooking, but like in my head, you've introduced 3 as like Claire's here, we're going to go to the dark dimension.
Aye.
So I'm like, 3 could just be in the dark dimension. Like how
Aye, but
Quantum was just all in the quantum realm.
I get what you're saying, but it's dealing with incursions specifically. So we're going like, well, I guess we are going to a separate place. We might not just be going dark dimension. We're going into that universe, maybe.
We're dealing with an incursion.
Aye.
Surely Doctor Strange isn't the one to make a big deal out of incursion. I mean, I know 2 introduced it, but the thing is, 2 introduced it by way of having like Reed Richards, Professor X, and Black Bolt there,
who already knew about it.
Well, yeah, I feel like Doctor Strange 3, if it's like Doctor Strange, Claire, and Dormammu, they're not going to explain how incursions are working. If anything, it'll be the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, because that's how I'm guessing they get in. Or
Do you
time
think
travel
Galactus,
through
like,
it.
How do you think Galactus is going to work?
Man, the Silver Surfer's in the film. Like, what are we talking
The
about?
Silver Surfer is in it, like, and it's like a. I don't know much Silver Surfer lore, but it's not like it's the female version of Silver
It's
Surfer.
not Norrin Rad.
It's actually a cat. There is a female Silver Surfer in the comics. There isn't Norrin Rad.
Aye.
But it is like going to be Galactus.
Aye. So like, what's he doing?
Why do they insist on doing this?
What do you mean, Ewan?
I just don't feel like Galactus is like a good first villain. Mind when the Green Lantern movie had like Parallax as like the villain.
Well, I think we're going to defeat this Galactus maybe. Or he's going to be like a non-issue, really. He's not going to be the villain.
You need
do you know what I mean?
Figure out, because you can't have them defeat Galactus, because everybody pissed and shit themselves when a version of Kang get beaten Quantumania. Galactus is fucking Galactus. I think Galactus is a higher level than Kang. Kang does time shit, but Galactus will just eat
a planet. Like
Galactus will just like so I feel like you can't have Galactus with the villain and defeat him.
Aye, because like we've just took off Galactus off the board. Like we've already destroyed great villains. Why would they this
even
to
if you
him?
Don't kill him again? It's like the Kang situation. We're like, well, I mean, the fucking Galactus is supposed to eat worlds, and
ants.
Fucking Pedro Pascal in a skin suit beat him in the first movie. Like,
what is this?
And I'm like, I don't know who could be the sort of the surrogate Galactus.
Aye.
Because do you feel like the Silver Surfer isn't really a villain?
Nah.
Do you know what I mean? They can't fight the Silver Surfer.
He's not even like an anti-hero.
Exactly.
He's just sort of like...
He's sort of an element. He's sort of a force
he's
of nature.
A bit watchery.
He is.
Just sort
Some
of
heroes
there.
can be better or worse, to be fair.
Aye.
And okay, I suppose maybe we're speaking out of us because I don't really know much about this actual character.
Aye.
It's not Norad.
Maybe...
What's his name?
Norrin Rad.
Norrin Rad.
Yeah. Maybe this Silver Surfer is just a BAM.
We just fight this
just as the issue.
And like that's the proxy of Galactus. Like, we know Galactus is an imminent threat. We beat the Silver Surfer, so that might delay Galactus.
Yeah.
And then in Fantastic Four 2 we fight him, and that's a bit more like, okay, at least we had a full movie build up.
Because like, right, so hold on. Right. The
Fantastic
Four.
You shot like Is it Terrax? One of the heroes of Galactus was this big fucking guy with an axe.
No idea.
I'm gonna look this
Absolutely
up.
no idea.
He looks like he's a BAM. Like he's a fucking villain.
Get him in. Fight him. Mole Man. Thoughts.
We could put Mole Man in it.
Let's go, Mole Man. I'm here for it.
I was big on Annihilus.
That's too early as well, though.
You think?
Aye, we could do like a
big.
big.
If you contain Annihilus to the negative zone.
Where is Star-Lord?
Star-Lord will return.
Bro, the legendary Star-Lord.
There he is here. Look, there's Terrax.
Who the fuck is that guy?
He was a hero of the Galactus at one point.
Interesting.
He looks like Darkseid. To be quite
Where is Firestar? Is that it?
Bro, Firestar.
Is that who it is?
For Spidey and his amazing friends.
Who's got the pole that's fire?
Stargirl for DC.
I don't know. I've lost it. Anyway, Fantastic Four. It is like the 60s MCU 60s, right? Or is that a set?
People don't know yet. It be an alternate universe.
Because they're time traveling, so I'm thinking either it's that they go out in the 60s, they come back now.
Well, I don't think it's like time travel. I think it's like a 60s universe, and then they're going to fall out of that into the MCU.
See, that's how I'm thinking, because it's got to involve incursions, surely.
And I'm fine with that. The X-Men, the problem, like the X-Men, I feel like need to be woven into the nature of the timeline because the mutant gene itself reflects the narrative of the world. The influence of the mutant gene on the world and like the shaping of it
is what causes the tension.
Well, yeah, exactly.
With the group.
Mutant gene has been woven in. There are mutants throughout history. People's shaping relationships. Fantastic Four are character focus. You could just plop them in a situation like, well, that's Fantastic Four.
Right.
Like they've not done it. Like Reed Richards doesn't have to have existed 40 years prior to the events of the MCU.
Right.
For anything to be important.
But like,
he's just a stretchy man who does science.
In the Fox movies, JFK is a mutant, bro. That could be like layered political commentary.
Bro, literally.
Like, that's what they need it for.
I think most of the modern day American politicians are mutants, but like Morlocks.
Different kind, man. That's what it's for. So that's why you need it to be layered in.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like the X-Men rely on the storytelling of the mutant gene itself and sort of how that works in history. Some like Apocalypse and like Magneto and all that, their relationship to like the concept to be a mutant and also their historical context. Like you need it to be worked in. You cannot have Magneto who's not a Holocaust survivor.
I agree.
It doesn't work.
I agree.
I don't know, like, if they can bring it forward. Like, I feel like every single way you can interpret it that's not him as a Holocaust survivor won't work.
Listen,
you could invent a fucking foreign genocide, and I'd be like annoying because like, no,
it wouldn't be the same. Aye.
I was gonna say it's the Holocaust.
It's literally him.
It's the big one.
Literally,
like,
it was been turned into a baby and like aged up. Just do that and just like
bro,
go past it really quickly.
Last time, just the mutant gene keeps you alive longer now.
That's fine. We can accept that. They're not going to die at age anyway.
Exactly.
It's fine.
These people are not going to age up. Like, they're going to get crushed or like shot by a sentinel.
Tom Holland Spider-Man will still be in college.
Bro,
don't worry.
He wants better. Like fucking, he's like, I'll just keep making movies. Actually, if it comes to it, as long as we can get it right.
I mean, fair. He's not doing a lot else. Let's be honest.
He's in the West End.
That's fair. I respect it.
Romeo and Juliet.
I respect the theatre actor. Let's
Alien Romulus and Alien Juliet.
Facts.
Oh man, I didn't think we would even get to Wizard on that for that long. Because yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine, excited.
But it's just a lot of layers to this Marvel game now.
We're starting to get to a point where we're like the big questions.
Like we actually need a reset so we can clear the slate a bit.
I mean, Secret Wars. I think we're in this brains, like this mental state now of like, right, they need to say Secret Wars is going to be a reset. We're going to do it.
Aye.
We're going to come out of Secret Wars with a new timeline. Renege if you want. Chuck in like a new Steve Rogers and like a new Tony Stark. Maybe do like what James Gunn's done. Maybe keep some of the ones you like. Maybe you're like, oh, we could stand for another Sam Wilson Captain America movie. Fine, keep him in and like work Steve. Maybe do like what they did in the comics where Steve Rogers is part time or it's old Steve Rogers, Commander of Shield. I don't know. Pick and choose if you want, but this, I think Marvel needs to say Secret Wars will be the reset. Right. And we all need to sort of work towards that as the inevitable endpoint of this. We're still got a ways off, unfortunately, but we now just need to start asking the questions of, right, how are we going to weave this in?
Bro, it's coming in 26, what are you talking about? That's what they told me.
No, it's not.
That is what they told me.
Bro, Blade's out tomorrow.
Oh my god, finally.
We're still getting fucking Blade.
Hilarious.
Well, Doctor Strange 3 probably needs to be set up for Secret Wars.
Yes.
With like Dark Dimension, incursion and shit type stuff.
I would say asterisk unless that is the start of Secret Wars.
Yeah. I think at the very least it could lead directly into it.
Aye.
If it isn't like part of the Secret Wars narrative per se, it could be right. Well, now like we defeated Dormammu, but it's causing an incursion, and like this was like one of the last incursions. Because you know how it goes in Secret Wars, where it's like, well, we've had too much.
Aye, we've got, this is the last one now.
Fucking cracks are starting to show.
The ultimate's coming through.
These next couple of movies might need to start asking and answering certain questions that Deadpool and Wolverine I was going to talk about. What's going on with 20th Century Fox? What's going on with X-Men? Like Fantastic Four is going to have its own thing.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts is a movie.
It's a movie. Bro, if you're wanting answers,
asterisks.
If you need answers from these things, look no further. Agatha, do you know what I mean?
Oh, let's go, bro. We got Agatha.
Oh my god.
I know. Well, I think Agatha's still going to be the vehicle by which Wanda comes back, which I think is important.
Is probably good.
Yes.
Maybe shit. Who knows?
Possibly.
Is she a mutant now? I don't know.
I mean, I think she needs to be.
Are we changing it?
Are
we changing it?
We're not closing as many doors as I'd like. We're opening too many doors.
Damn.
I don't want to put all of the emphasis on this on Deadpool 3's shoulders.
But it's got a lot to do.
Oh, it could have a lot to do. It could do a lot.
It doesn't need to do that, though.
Exactly. It doesn't need to.
I don't want it bogged down by MCU shit.
Aye, by like being the movie to like take a span at the MCU.
I just need it to be Deadpool 3 with Wolverine.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Deadpool 3 has the power to do shit, though, by proxy of just having it be that way. Like,
just, have it be a good movie.
And have like Deadpool pop out and he's like, well, through my timeline shenanigans, I'm now in the MCU. And do you know what? Also made Wanda a mutant. And I brought Logan in. And
Ralph Boner, he was actually Quicksilver.
I feel like Deadpool could get away with just doing that.
Probably.
We can have a montage at the end where Deadpool like
fixes the MCU
and just fixes MCU stuff, and then like you could just go forward. There's like, yep, Deadpool 3 did actually save the MCU.
Could happen.
Let's just go for there.
That should be the end credit scene. Deadpool MCU saved.
Honestly, I'm not saying it needs to do that. That's the thing. I don't want to put that pressure on Deadpool, but he could.
And you know what? See if he doesn't. That is fine too. As long as it's still just a good film.
I think it will be. I'm gonna pace myself, but just even that trailer, the vibes of that trailer were the best part. It just gave me that faith of like, cool, Disney's no impeached in the process here.
Aye.
Ryan's probably still getting enough creative control and joy in it.
Aye.
Like, it's just gonna be fun. There's gonna be swears. I think the fighting looks good. See that one shot we saw them fighting where like they're both sort of fucking with each other's healing factor? Yeah. Wolverine stabs Deadpool in the balls and Deadpool fucking riddles him with bullets to the side. I'm like, oh man, they seem to really, like Sean Larry's seem to like, let's think about how a fight between two folk who are
that can't die would visually be funny.
And I'm like, cool. That's you're getting a little point from me there.
Like, okay.
That's like my brain's like, oh, that could be fun. That looks like a good sequence teed up.
They're gonna realise the futility of it, or Wolverine's gonna constantly kill him. all the
I
time.
think
He's
they
going to
might
cut
get
his head
tired.
off so many
I
times.
think they get tired. I think Headpool's going to be in this movie.
Right.
I think they're going to play a bit with Deadpool variants because we know Dogpool's in it.
The Deadpool core, they're here.
Well, I think it's Dogpool, Lady Deadpool.
Oh man,
Kidpool,
they're not doing X-Men. That's the team. The end of the movie. That's the team.
No X-Force, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Fucking. What teams have Deadpool been on? Has he been on? He's been on Avengers once, hasn't he?
Avengers? I don't know. I don't know if he's a member of the Avengers. That seems like a high bar. That's high class. I don't know if he's getting in there.
He's not passing the entry exam. Bro.
Nah. X-Force, obviously.
I know, X-Force
The first
is
team he
like
was on.
one.
He's on them a lot. X-Force. Aye.
To be fair, it might be hot shit if they do chuck a couple of Wolverine variants in, and one of them's like X-Force Wolverine.
Ooh.
He's got like the sort of the black and the grey with the red
Grey.
eyes.
Man, do we just see Taron Egerton as Wolverine?
Well, I think we're seeing.
Daniel Radcliffe, he was the guy for a minute.
Did they not say
That
that
could
like
be it.
all those like rumored casts? Like, is Henry Cavill not playing like a Wolverine variant in this?
No, why would they do that to me?
Some people are shouting that. Some people are like, "Oh man, like we're going to see a bunch of
Ewan.
like we're going to see like Patch." Mind the first trailer had like Patch in it.
True, he's in it, but I think that's just Hugh Jackman.
You going to see Jackman? I think
Potential.
I think it's going to be like Taron Egerton or Joel Edgerton.
Eric Bana Hulk next to him. All I'm saying. Ang
Bro,
Lee.
Greg Hempel's in this movie.
Who the fuck is that?
Victor McDade.
Oh, that Greg Hempel. Sorry, I thought it was something else. Yes, Victor McDade is in the
Victor
film.
Keel.
Bro, Ursa Major's in it.
Oh mate,
Why is he in
picture
it?
it. Like,
Bro, where's Morph?
where is Morph, Graham? That's a good question.
In Logan's sex dungeon.
I was going to say like X-Men 97's got me thinking, bro, where did they get up to?
Strange things, activities.
Bro.
I don't want to say like race play, but it's a bit race play because Morph could be anything and anyone.
Do you mean race? Eh?
No race play.
I don't know if I want to ask any more about that.
That's fine. We can
I'm
move
going to
past
leave
it.
that on the table.
It's whoa.
I mean, I'm, you know,
People are
I'd
into
love
that.
to have a guy like Morph.
People are into that.
I like the idea of Morph and Wolverine just having like casual sex.
A lot of
They're
it
just
around
pals.
that mansion. Every square inch of that mansion, Ewan.
Bro, everybody in that mansion is getting fucked and fucking.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't go that far. Scott's too uptight.
Fucking Magneto and Gambit.
That's a recent development, though.
Jean Grey's fucking Scott Summers. Madeline Pryor's fucking Scott Summers.
Scott Summers didn't know that, though.
Bro,
Man's innocent.
well, do you know what? Actually, you say that, but now he does.
Oh.
He's still doing it. X-Men 97 spoilers.
Listen,
Scott Summers cheated on his wife.
it's a difficult conversation. We're not ready to have it. Do you know what I'm saying? In this timeline, Scott isn't actually that bad.
Oh, bro. What does your MCU Cyclops look like?
Like the 97 one.
What, cheating on his wife?
No, because, bro, we don't know who his wife was at the time. We actually don't know. We've not had that cleared up yet.
Bro.
This
we
is
do
why
know
comic-
now.
this is
We
why
know
comic
now,
Scott
bro.
is
You
a
remember
bam.
He's fucking having brain sex with Madeline. And
But
like, he knows that's Madeline.
Aye, but that's who he was, like, way, possibly. We don't actually know. That's the problem. Comic Scott is a bam because he knows it's Madeline and, like, fucks off completely. This one doesn't know, so it's fine.
Fucking, you are fighting for this man,
Bro, he's going to become a terrorist
If
anyway.
Cyclops
Don't worry
has
about it.
no supporters. I am dead.
I am his last defender.
Oh man.
To be fair, yeah. Like, I'm not that deep on it, but that is, like, a take.
I'm just obsessed with the way you're throwing the doubt at it.
I'm sorry,
Well,
man.
like no, it's more like the it could. He may not have known that it's possible. There's reasons to doubt.
My client had no
Oh, bro,
idea.
you're so good when I'm this.
What is this
I'm like
chicanery?
I'm like the guy from Oppenheimer.
Bro.
The guy is like screaming at me in the hearing, and you're like sweating. You're like, I don't know. He didn't
Bro.
know. He didn't know his man. Like, could have been his wife at the time. Oh man.
There's a near zero chance.
I'm fucking sorry. I went backwards because you said chicanery.
Sorry, man.
Like, you think that just happens to cheat with his wife like that? No, that was Slippin' Scott. Old Slippin' Scott Summers.
Old Slippin' Scott Summers. Slim? That's what they call them? Slim?
Slim.
Old Slim Scott Summers, man.
Slippin' Scott.
Oh, the boy.
Like a man just happens to fall like that. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Oh, where's the Saul episode, man?
Bro, my client didn't know he was a mutant, bro. Like,
Didn't know? What do you want from him?
Chuck, what's that in your pocket? Oh, it's a sample of the mutant gene.
Oh, how'd that get there?
Oh, Mr. Sinister, what's that in your pocket? Oh, it's a Sentry control pod.
My
Like,
associate
turn it
Huel
all
down the back.
This is my associate Hugh, but it's just,
Yep.
it's literally just Saul and the Hugh for Better Call Saul.
Oh my God.
But it's like Mr. Sinister in full regalia. Like Professor X is the judge. Like Matt Murdock's there as well. Like,
Oh my days.
oh man, fuck
Oh.
Charlie Cox, man.
That's a
Bob
sin, man.
Odenkirk should have been the MC.
You're right. You're right. Oh, bring him in.
My God.
Woo.
Oh,
Oh man, we got a bit lost in the sauce there.
we
Sorry.
did get a wee bit lost in the sauce.
Scenes is a fan created podcast. We have no affiliation with any of the brand studios or properties mentioned. All views are our own.
Produced and edited by my partner, Rebecca. Music is provided by Epidemic Sound, and the cover artwork was commissioned by Rhiannon Kagoe on Twitter or Instagram.